Doctors lost the answers, but she found the key. Empowering ladies, setting us free. Battle in the storm with courage and grace. Shayna's got the wisdom to help you embrace. No more relying on pills they don't know. She's got the strength to help you grow. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Medicine shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. Ladies, hear the call, it's time to rise. Shayna lifts the veil, opening eyes. No more shadows breaking your day. With her wisdom, fight pain away. Broken paths don't mean you're lost. Shayna shows to bear through the cost. Healing hearts one smile at a time. Finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride. From suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch, she'll set you free. With a heart so...
Hey, hey, hey! Happy St. Patty's Week. This is also Autoimmune Awareness Month. If you're the caregiver of an aging parent, a child, a spouse, you're the one everyone depends on. You're often putting yourself last. There's simply no time, no energy. You're running on fumes saying tomorrow. Well, caregivers are about twice as likely to get an autoimmune disorder themselves when they don't take care of themselves. I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, a fellow autoimmune warrior, a registered nurse, and a nationally board certified nurse practitioner for over 30 years, now known as the autoimmune expert. I empower mostly ladies who are suffering from autoimmune disorders and medical mysteries to get and feel better while reducing or often eliminating your signs, symptoms, autoimmune flare ups, and reliance on meds. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't already registered for our upcoming live Reclaim Your Life super workshop power hour that you can do from the comfort of your home, I want to make it fun and interactive because you know what? Who wants to learn in a boring classroom, right? So this is going to be not pre-recorded, it's going to be live. And don't worry about the location because you can do it from the comfort of your seat. And there's also a no-cost option. What you can do right now is scan that QR code, or if you're watching from your phone, go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim and choose either a no cost or the no cost will be a power hour. The VIPs will get the power hour on Zoom access, an extra live power hour, the digital and printable Reclaim Your Life blueprint with all the notes and worksheets, and a mini private consultation one on one with me for less than the cost of what you would spend on a meal. Okay. So, so claim your seat now while you still can, and then mark your calendar for May 20th, 7 p.m. EST. I want to thank you and you and you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and following my page. I want to make learning fun and interactive and not boring. So, first, I like to start off with some good news because you know what? There's so much negativity in the world. Let's spread the sunshine. All right, congratulations. The USA just won a whole bunch more golds. Woohoo! Yay! Go USA! All right. And oh, speaking of winning, well, I was also nominated Nurse Practitioner of the Year, Long Island and New York State. Um, thank you. And our YouTube channel, thanks to you, our YouTube channel just hit over 250,000 views. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are on YouTube, click that subscribe button. There's no cost, but that will give you notifications when we have new clips, new lives, and help support our message at absolutely no cost to yourself. If you're not on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/at Shayna Melissa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We had a very busy week. Here is some of the highlights from my week in recap. I did a live internationally in another state. I can't disclose what country she was from because she's secretive about that. But anyway, I think at that time she was in Canada or UK. She's traveling internationally now as a speaker. This is a lovely lady that was dating Johnny Depp, but the problem was he didn't even know it. Want to find out more? She's going to be our very special guest on the Shayna Show Live this coming Wednesday, but it will be at 1 p.m. EST. So mark your calendar. It will live stream wherever you're watching from right now: Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Then, bing, next, we had another very special guest. Like a day later, I had the president of the Nurse Practitioner Association, Long Island, on the Shayna Show Live to help us learn more about how to educate, advocate, and evolve the healthcare system, nurse practitioners, and bills and acts and legalities, and so much more. He was actually on that ship when the pandemic first hit and they had that ship off the US coast and they were afraid to letting it dock because the patients were infected. He was one of the first ones to jump all on board, Mr. Brian Lovejoy. And then also this week we had live streaming in Canada, UK with the president of the Nurse Practitioner Association. Then we also had the very lovely Elizabeth Marosco. She hosted a give back to the community. And if you haven't checked it out, drop down kudos and I'll send you the link. She had a give back to the community, caregiving for the caregivers, 3 hour event that she was graciously hosting it, live streaming it. And she's also the founder of the beautiful Kudos magazine. We had a lot of fun doing this. And here's some of the prior magazines that we collaborated on. Thank you to the beautiful Kudos magazine. If you guys don't have a copy, go to worldwellnessexpert.com/kudos to claim your complimentary copy. Kudos has allowed me to collaborate with their past 24 issues. All right, moving right along. Here we go. Oh. Now, today we're talking all about caregivers. If you missed that Kudos event, a couple of the gold nuggets will be in today as well. Caregivers, you could be a caregiver of an aging parent or a young child or a child with special needs or a significant other or all of the above. And when you're a caregiver to the aging parent and the special needs child or the younger child, you're in what I like to call that sandwich generation. And often you are so busy taking care of them, there's simply no time or money left at the end to take care of you. So I want to show in your busy lifestyle things that you must be aware of. And I hope you're taking me seriously, but you're having fun while you learn. Because that's what it's all about. Who wants to be in a boring classroom, right? I want to share stories that empower you with knowledge so you don't even realize that you're learning. Now, here's some stats. This is Autoimmune Awareness Month, as well as St. Patty's Day month. And I want to share with you some of the statistics. Now, they're going to vary depending on which study you see and if it's US or international or a local study. But caregivers are often have increased stress, increased exhaustion, less sleep, and then thus a weakened immune system. They also tend to, caregivers are so stressed out and not sleeping and not eating right, taking care of themselves. They have not only a weakened immune system where they're getting more contagious infectious diseases, but they have also accelerated their aging process and slowing down recovery of themselves healing. Caregivers, one study showed they have a 23% higher levels of stress hormones like cortisol. They have 15% lower antibody responses, meaning they have a weakened immune system. They're more likely to catch a contagious infectious disease. They are 20 to 35% of them are reporting poor health, but it's a lot higher than that statistics. One study showed caregivers are twice as likely to get an autoimmune disorder themselves. This is why it's important. You must take care of yourself. Another study showed that caregivers often have a double rate, that's a 200% increased chance of getting things like arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. One study showed that caregivers who are caregiving more than 5 years have way higher rates than that, too. And they also have a lot higher rates of cancers, infections, and other chronic illnesses. And I want to share this with you because caregivers, you are often taking care of the world. And who's taking care of you? So I want you to know you're not alone. I've been a healthcare pro over 30 years. As a licensed healthcare provider, I am taking care of the world. And when you look at this next slide here, as a licensed healthcare pro who's running an ER during the pandemic, and caregivers might be able to relate to this. We have no time to eat, no time to sleep, no time to even use the restroom. Our sugars are bottoming out. Our back pain is through the roof. We're not taking care of ourselves. We're putting ourselves last. And at the end of the day, there's simply no time left. Now, when you look at this next photo, I want you to share my story. When I was running an ER during the pandemic, I was in heart failure myself. And I realized I am taking care of the world. Wait, I'm the caregiver of everybody else. So who's going to take care of me? And what I realized is if I wasn't going to take care of me, nobody else was going to do it. And I want you to know that may be the same for you. You are the caregiver of everyone. If you don't take care of yourself, who's going to come and rescue you, right? Now, the reason I show that slide is all the eyeballs on me. I was on a conference of 100,000 ladies. That's 200,000 eyeballs. And I was asked out of the audience, what would you like to tell yourself? Like, if you can talk to your younger self, what would you say? And I said something like, oh my God, why do you treat me so bad? You treat the entire world better than me. I too am worthy. I too am deserving. And you might feel like that. I felt like I was a great best friend to the entire world, but myself. But I was like, wait, I am deserving. I am worthy. So I want you to know you are deserving. You are worthy to treat yourself as good, if not better, than you treat everyone else. Now, I had to look in the mirror and I had to realize, wait a second. If I'm taking care of everybody else, who's taking care of me? So think about that, caregivers. If you're taking care of everyone else, who do you rely on for care, right? The sad reality is nobody's coming to rescue you. You have to rely on yourself. So you know what? You have to realize you are deserving. You are worthy to treat yourself as good, if not better than your bestie. And treat yourself as if you're taking care of someone else. And give yourself the same treatment you give others. You're like that little baby Shayna. I hope you do. Now, when that plane goes down, right? You guys ever hear this scenario? When that plane goes down, you have to put your oxygen mask on first. It is not selfish, it is selfless. Now, think about it. If you're on that plane and that plane's going down and you don't put the oxygen mask on yourself, you put it on your child or your aging parent. What happens? You pass out or die and then you can't take care of them. So, putting your oxygen mask on first is not selfish. It is selfless because if you don't take care of you, you are sick or dead. And who's going to take care of the aging parent, the child, and the significant other? You're worthy. you are deserving to treat yourself as good as your bestie. You have to first believe it is possible. Sometimes we have to master our mindset and retrain our brain, right? So you are worthy. You are deserving. I'm going to say it again because you might need to hear that. You are worthy. You are deserving to treat yourself as good as you treat others. And sometimes we're so focused on over there, right? Where the doctors are, the prescriptions, the copays, the pharmacy. I have to go pick up my meds and my bottle's almost empty. Did I eat? I need to take this pill with food. But what if you retrain your brain to over there, what you want to get, and then how are you going to do it? So sometimes we have to master our mindset and retrain our brain. And throughout my live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop and your Wellness Journey 90-day program, I start off with mastering your mindset and retraining your brain. Now, the way you can do this is by claiming your complimentary daily dose of positivity. Scan the QR. It's complimentary. There's no cost. Scan that QR or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days. It's going to give you actually 31 beautiful screensavers that are inspirational, motivational, or transformational. They have another message on them each and every day. You can use them as a screensaver for your laptop, your phone. You can change them every day, every week, whenever you see fit. That will begin to help you retrain your brain in this tiny habit, this daily dose of positivity. All right. Now, moving right along, because this is Autoimmune Awareness Month and I am an autoimmune warrior and the autoimmune expert, I want to empower you with the knowledge that you need because you might have some of these symptoms and may not realize they're often underlying autoimmune disorders. Now, check this out. You guys have that dashboard in your car, right? And that little oil light goes on. And do you ignore it? No, right? Why not? Because if you ignore that little early warning sign that you need a quart of oil, you're going to spend a lot more time and a lot more money and probably need an entire engine. And that's going to cost you more time, more money, more stress, and probably an ulcer. So we have these warning signs in our dashboard that should not be ignored. They're giving us a heads up like, hey, address this little problem now before it's a much bigger problem. Well, you see, check this out. We have warning signs in our bodies that are also not to be ignored. They are early warning signs that something bigger is about to happen if we don't address them, right? Like you get a little chest pain. That might be the start of a clogged artery that you should address it before it becomes a full massive heart attack where you need a pacemaker and a defibrillator and a triple bypass, right? So we have warning signs in our body that are not to be ignored. Now, these following signs and symptoms are telling you, hello, wake up, listen to me, slow down, treat me better. And they are often signs of autoimmune, but not always. Now, you could be exhausted. Now, like I said, these are often signs of an autoimmune disorder starting to come on, but not always. You need to address them with your licensed healthcare pro or reach out to myself for a video consultation. These are a lot of the signs and symptoms I had early on for my autoimmune. I was waking up exhausted. Are you guys waking up exhausted all the time? You're drinking your fifth cup of coffee, you want a nap, or you took a nap and you're still tired. That's a sign of your body telling you, hello, I need sleep. Do not address these early warning signs. Otherwise, they lead to a much bigger problems like autoimmune illnesses, contagious infectious diseases, and more. Now, also, what about brain fog, forgetfulness? Do you guys often walk in a room and you're like, "Oh, what did I come in here for?" Or, "Oh, what was I going to say?" Or you're leaving yourself stickies everywhere, or you're telling people, "Remind me of that, remind me of that, remind me of that, remind me of that." Or you're looking for their glasses and they're on your head, right? Or you're starting a sentence midway and you're like, "Oh my God, what was I just going to say?" This is often an early sign of autoimmune disorders or something else more serious that you need to address it with a video consultation with myself or your licensed healthcare pro. At Even at midlife, you should not be forgetting things multiple times a day. They are warning signs not to be addressed. Now, what about pain? If you're waking up in significant pain, that is your body's warning sign screaming for you to stop and address this problem. Maybe you need additional testing with myself or your licensed healthcare provider. You should not be waking up with pain. That's an early sign that if you do not address it, and if you ignore it, if you ignore the warning sign in your car, a much bigger problem is about to occur. So please do not ignore these early warning signs of exhaustion, brain fog, forgetfulness, pain out of proportion. There are people that are 90 and pain free. So please don't think these are just signs of getting older, because you have to also realize you might see a 90-year-old dancing at 8:30 at night. And you're like, how does she have the energy? And you thought it was just a warning sign of getting older that you're tired. It's not. There's something else going on. What about hair thinning, right? Your hair is coming out in clumps, and no matter what you do, it's just falling out. And you're thinking it's just getting older, it's stress. These are signs of autoimmune imbalances or hormonal imbalances, stress, high cortisol levels, and other things going on within your body, often autoimmune. What about you're trying to eat right and you're even more active, but you're still gaining weight and you can't lose a pound? Maybe you're losing weight slow. That stubborn weight just won't come off, but you're really eating right and people don't believe you and you're even gaining weight. This is often autoimmune related. It could be insulin resistance, pre-diabetes. These are signs not to be ignored. And you might have weird rashes. Here's another early warning sign that it could be autoimmune. Like, again, most of these symptoms are autoimmune warning signs that if you don't address them, you're going to have a bigger problem. Weird rashes that come and go whenever they want. You didn't change soaps, deodorant, shampoos. You didn't eat anything differently. Maybe you're told it's eczema or psoriasis. Those are autoimmune. Or maybe having chest pain or palpitations and your doctor's like, oh, it's just anxiety. You're worrying too much. Sometimes there is a much deeper problem going on. Okay, can we next? So, chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations might be more than just anxiety. Now, what about irritable bowel? Maybe you go to a restaurant and right away you're looking for the restroom just in case you need it, right? So you go to a restroom, you go into a restaurant, you're like, where's the restroom just in case I need it? That's often a sign of irritable bowel. Irritable bowel, the four most common ones: Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, celiac, and and IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, and celiac. Those four most in common IBS symptoms are often have an autoimmune component. Now, what about you getting sick more often? That's also a sign that your immune system is weakened. If you're getting sick more often than most people, then you should. Even if you're sick once a year or more, that's too often. If you're having more severe symptoms or they're lasting longer, that's a sign that your immune system is weakened. Then you go to the doctor, right? And you're waiting on this huge line. Maybe it takes you 2 months to get in with your PCP, and then you're rushed through in 5 minutes and you're told, you're just getting older. You're over exaggerating. What are you seeking a prescription? When your doctors are gaslighting you or they're telling you your tests are normal. That's not often the case. Now, what happens? The typical patient or client that comes to me with autoimmune disorders, they are blown off for years. They've gone to all the doctors, all the specialists. They've had what they thought was all the tests. They were told, you're doing too much, you're getting older, your tests are normal. They're not normal. You're not going to the right diagnostician. I've seen so many of my clients who have been complaining of symptoms for years, going to their PCP, trying to reach out for the best specialist, going through the entire workup. Doc, order all the blood tests, do another test. And they were told they were normal. And then they come to me and I do a much deeper dive and discover things that all of their doctors, even for a decade, had missed. And they're often autoimmune. Doctors typically are trained one symptom, one test, one treatment. They're not necessarily, and I want to bash them all, good at being diagnosticians, putting all the symptoms together like a puzzle piece and what tests were normal and what weren't. And sometimes what they say is normal is not really normal range. Now, I want you to know sometimes medications, I'm not opposed to them, but we have to know autoimmune disorders is a leading cause of death in young to middle aged women, but so are the prescription drugs used to treat them. And often one prescription drug leads to a side effect in another prescription drug. And I commonly see this. I just saw this with a new client of mine yesterday. She was given a medication for a certain problem. She's like, well, that problem's better, but now I had a pounding headache for 7 days, so the doctor gave me blood pressure pills. Well, that's a sign that that other medication is probably affecting her kidneys or vasoconstricting her blood vessels. And then they gave her blood pressure meds now for a side effect of the to treat a side effect of the other med. So I want you to know I'm not opposed to meds when we need them, but we resort to them too quickly. We need to attack the root causes. If you look here, medications are a quick fix, right? You have a headache, right? And you pop a pain pill. That's a quick fix, good for now. Is that getting to the problem where that headache's never going to come back? No. That problem's going to come back again and again and again. You're going to take another pain pill and get rid of it and have more pain and take it again. What if we got to the cause of the headaches, the root cause? And that's what I want to do. The meds are often that quick fix, like that bucket, right? If you have a roof leak, and you put a bucket under the roof leak, right? That's a good for now, quick fix like a medication, but it doesn't get to the heart of the problem. That roof leak is still getting bigger. You need a bigger bucket, a mop. And then instead of that quick fix, now you thought you'd save time and money from getting the roof leak fixed. Now you just spent more time and money because you have to do electrical and mold redemption and an entire roof. So that quick fix that you thought was cheaper actually cost you more time and more money because you kept having to do it again and again and again. And then it still led to you fixing the whole problem to begin with. So meds are often a quick fix. I did a talk in an auditorium that held over 200 people. And I said, anyone here, please raise your hand. I want to show you my eyes. I said, please, anyone here, raise your hand if you or anyone you know has ever been cured of their chronic illness with a medication. Not one hand went up out of an auditorium that held 200 people. And I said again, anyone here, please raise your hand if you or anyone you've ever heard of has been cured with the medication of their chronic illness. Isn't that a sad reality? So I want you to know they are a quick fix. They are good for now. They are not solving the problem. But what if you had the expert, the autoimmune expert who can empower you with the tools to fix the problem? So you had a choice with your roof leak to put a bucket under it and the problem's getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And then it's going to cost you $20,000 in internal damage plus fixing the roof. Or you could have just hired the expert who could have given you the tools you needed to fix it or even fix the roof for you. And that would have saved you tons of time, tons of money, and an ulcer. Well, that's what I want to be for you. I want to be that expert for you. I had autoimmune. I was gaslit by the doctors, told I'm getting older. It's nothing. My tests are normal. After holistically healing myself, some of my former doctors became my clients. I have since helped literally thousands around the world. I could be the expert for you. You know what? When it comes time to my roof, I'm not going to Google how to fix my roof and get up there and do it myself, right? And I'm not going to Google how to try to fix my car and do it myself, right? But why are we doing that with our bodies? If we're not going to Google how to fix our car and our engine and our roof and our electrical, why are we Googling with tons of misinformation how to try to fix our own body when we can't get replacement parts? Does that make sense to you? Right? So we got to stop doing it. There's too much information out there. There's too much misinformation. There's too much wrong information. I could have spent 5 years, I don't know, a couple of years trying to Google how to fix my roof correctly and still not work. Or I could have just hired an expert and had it done in a day. He's already done this thousands of times. He knows what not to do. He knows what to do. And he can expedite my journey, save me tons of time, tons of money. And that's what I want to do for you. I want to make it fun and I want to make it interactive. Learning does not have to be boring at all whatsoever. And I want to show that to you. I want to be the autoimmune expert and empower you with the tools that you need to fix the problem so you don't keep needing those quick fixes, medications that are a good for now and not curing anything. And I know I can help you do that. And I want to say, please share this. Please like it, drop a heart, a comment, a question. Please share this with a caregiver or someone you know that has some of these signs and symptoms, because maybe you can't relate to this, but you know someone that's exhausted all the time, suffering with pain, been to all the doctors, and this might click for them. They might be like, oh, wow, I need Shayna's workshop. So please, I urge you to click that share button and Sharing is caring. I also want to encourage you to scan that QR code and join us for Wednesday, May 20th. There is absolutely no cost to this. This is not pre recorded, this is live. It's a Reclaim Your Life live power hour super workshop that you can do from the comfort of your couch at absolutely no cost. You just need to reserve your seat. So you just have to decide no cost or VIP. There is a QR code you can scan if you're watching from your phone. Go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim and reserve your no cost or VIP seat. The difference is this: free is the live power hour. The VIPs are going to gain Zoom access to the live power hour. They're going to gain an additional live power hour right after the workshop that is more fun, interactive, a deeper dive where I can see you, hear you, answer your questions in real time on the Zoom. You're also going to get the Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop um, workbook with the blueprints and the worksheets and the notes ahead of time, and get them because the free people are not getting the workbooks. And you're also going to gain the replay access. So if you can't make it, level up to VIP because only VIPs are gaining the replay access. And VIPs are also gaining a private one-on-one consultation with me for less than the cost of a nice meal. I don't know if I can ever offer this again for free, and I will limit the number of no cost and VIP seats. So please do not wait, because then there's going to be a wait list for several more months till if and when I ever offer anything like this again. So I encourage you to scan the QR or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. You have the choice. Listen, you could be stuck where you are. A, stay where you are, exhausted, in pain, miserable, popping a lot of prescription drugs, going to the doctors all the time. B, take the free version. Or C, level up to the VIP. That's where a lot of the magic happens. There's only so much I can do in a 60-minute one-way power hour with you. But the VIPs get a much deeper dive because they are live on the Zoom with me. That's where the magic happens, an extra power hour after the first hour for a much deeper dive. They're getting me to ask me questions in real time and answers in real time. They're getting the workbook with the worksheets and getting them ahead of time that they can look at online or print them out and pre-fill them out. And they're getting a mini private consultation with me for less than the cost of a nice meal. Okay. And again, I don't know if I can ever offer this at no cost again. And I don't know if I can ever offer that much in the VIP and a consultation for less than the price of a nice lunch. For those of you who know, my private deep dive consultations are $600 and include a follow up. So for less than the price of a lunch, you're getting the hour, the power hour, and a private consult. It's a no brainer for me. So I can only lead the horse to the water. I can't make you drink it. If you're feeling fabulous and you have no signs, no symptoms, and you're taking no medications, please click this share button because I know this can help someone. And I hope that I was able to teach you for Autoimmune Awareness Month, which is March, that caregivers are a lot higher risk to get infectious contagious diseases, cancers, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders. They are at least twice as likely to get autoimmune disorders. It is not selfish, it is selfless. You have to take care of you. You are worthy, you are deserving. It starts with mindset, retraining your brain, recognizing the early signs and symptoms, more importantly, doing something about it. Reaching out to your licensed healthcare pro. If you've been blown off and gaslit by them before and you're sick of going to a different doctor, please reach out to me for a private consult. How it's going to start? Join the workshop, okay? That's plain and simple right there. Or reach out for a deep dive private consultation. What we want to say is mark your calendars for May 20th, 7 p.m. EST. Register now for the no cost or VIP seat at worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. And I want to thank each and every one of you for viewing and adding up to the 250,000 views that I've gotten on YouTube. Thank you guys. I hope you have a lovely St. Patty's Day month. And I hope to see you on the Reclaim Your Life workshop May 20th.